Okay, I wanted to show you a little thing that I did on GarageBand that maybe you can find useful to do in your own way. So GarageBand has a feature called loops, and loops are exactly what it sounds like. It's a loop. They have a whole bunch of preset ones. There are a lot of kind of techno stuff and electronic loops. There are some downloadable ones that you can get that have orchestral loops. But the problem is none of them are terribly applicable to our Schulwerk and our instrumentarium. There's really none of that. So I made my own. I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I came in on a Saturday, and went into my school where I could turn all of the fans and air conditioning off and get really hot and sweaty because it was 95 degrees, but at least I got it quiet. It would be nicer to do it in October, but I couldn't wait that long. So now that it's October, maybe you can be wiser than me and do this thing. So what I did was I went into GarageBand. You don't have to have GarageBand, but it is nice. It does help. So there's a couple of ways that you could do this. The way that I did this, because I kind of liked having the freedom of roaming around my room and not being tied to the computer, was I had my phone going with a metronome in my ear so that I could play always at a constant tempo. You can adjust the tempo with your loops after you make them. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to lay them down at a consistent tempo. So I think I chose something like 90 beats a minute. And I had those in my ear with a wired microphone. Now, it wasn't necessary with this method to use a wired, no, this isn't the microphone. This is, what? These are called headphones, and it's a big tangly mess right now. But you need to use a wired headphone set if you're going to work with GarageBand or Audacity if you're using Windows machines, because if you use Bluetooth headphones, there is a delay. And so you'll hear a metronome click in your ear, but what you're playing through the microphone will mess that all up, and it will put that in a different spot, which is okay. You can fix it. But what I did is I just had my Bluetooth headphones going with my phone. So I could walk around my room and I could go get a woodblock or an agogo bell or an alto xylophone, and then I could just play a short little 4-beat or 8-beat loop. And you just have to play it once. So I would go in and I would play those. So I'll show you how that works here. Okay, so here we are. I have opened up GarageBand and opened up a file called Loops Bard Ostinati, which is where I have been storing all of my my Bard instrument Ostinati. And I recorded all of these in here. We can give a listen to a couple of them. They're just 8-beat little loops here. Here's 3 of them together. Whoops. So here's some of them play nicer with others than others do. So those are all kind of stored in there. They're also in my loops library. So here's what I did. If I want to make a loop and I want to store it in my loops library, I'm going to create a new track. So I'm going to go up to this little plus mark here and say, yeah, create a new track. Here we go. And then I'm going to name this, instead of Audio 25, I'm going to go call it Boots and Cats and Shirts and Pants. And I've got that named. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in these headphones because I want to be able to hear the metronome. And the metronome is up here in this little purple box up here. That'll give me the click track in my headphones. Not to be confused with microphones. So I'm going to plug that in now. So I'm the only one that can hear that going on. And then I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's going to give me the count in so I can start right on the downbeat. So I'm just going to record 8 beats of something. It's going to give me a lead in, and I'll go. Boots and pants and shirts and pants and boots and pants and cats and pants. just like that. If I don't like it, it's real simple. I just click on it, delete it, go back, record it again. Boots and cats and shirts and pants and boots and cats. Oh, I didn't like that one at all. That's terrible. Okay, I know this is just a demo, but you know, I gotta get it right. Oh my gosh. Boots and cats and shirts and pants and boots and cats and shirts and pants. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to trim it, so I'm going to put that playhead right there at the end of that because I don't want it to be more than 4 beats, so I'm just going to trim it there. I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to get rid of that little tag ending there. I'll unplug this so you can hear what I did. Yes, it's complaining that I unplugged it. I know I unplugged it. Boots and cats and shirts and pants and boots and cats and shirts and pants. I'll turn off the metronome there. So that's what I have here. I have now a little 8-beat recording, and I can edit this if I double click on it. I can make sure that it's exactly 8 beats. I can get these to line up with the beats in here, and they don't exactly because I was very inexact. But I want to import this into my loops library, so I'm going to come over here to my loops browser. It's this little loop-de-loop on the upper right-hand corner. Click on that, and then I can take this little guy here, and I can drag it. I say I can drag it. It doesn't like me dragging it. There we go. And I can drag it into my loops library. It pops up with this pane, and I'm going to say, yeah, that's its name. And I can add meta tags like say, oh, if I'm searching for vocals, male vocals, single male vocals. Well, wait, I'm married. There's nowhere to put married male vocals. Oh, that's probably not what it means. So there we go, and I'll create it. And now I have a loop. So if I search here, if I go boots, boots and cats and shirts and pants, that's what I called it. And so we can hear what it sounds like. Shirts and pants and boots and cats and shirts and pants. Boots and cats and shirts and pants and boots and cats and shirts and pants. Boots and cats and... So now I've got that loop recorded, and I can use it. I can search for it in my loop library, and I can put it into any composition I want, just like I did with all of these other ostinati from the Bard instruments. Now, let's talk about this. I'm going to get rid of that little guy right here. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. I don't care. What if I am doing things, like I said, I've all put these in C pentatonic. What if I want it to be in D pentatonic? So here's my original lick in C pentatonic. Lovely. But I'm working in D pentatonic. I want to use this with D pentatonic, so here's what I do. And GarageBand kind of hides this. It's kind of strange. Down here in this bottom area, so I'm going to double click on that if I haven't already done so. It'll pull up this the master track editor, and then I'm going to click on this border right here, and I'm going to drag it up. It's really silly because all of these things are hidden underneath there, and I spelled Plagal wrong. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. But I could transpose this up. Let's see, 2 semitones. So that's what that's going to be, and here's what it sounds like now. Now we're in the key of D. So that's what we've got. Get rid of that. So that's how to work with your, to get your loops into GarageBand, to work with your loops, and then you can layer them as you please. All right.